Welcome to the fascinating world of Ferrari, a world where passion, history, and innovation collide. Today, we're not just going to look at a car, we're going to dive deep into the legacy that changed the automotive world forever, starting with the first car Ferrari ever built, the Ferrari 125S. Let's set the stage. It's 1947. Europe is picking up the pieces after World War II, and in Italy, something extraordinary is unfolding. A man named Enzo Ferrari, who had previously made a name for himself in racing, was about to take his first step toward realizing a vision that would go on to define a legacy. Enzo didn't just want to build a car, he wanted to build something that would change the world. And from that, the Ferrari 125S was born. Now, before we get into all the technical details, let's focus on what made the Ferrari 125S stand out, not just in the world of cars, but in the world of dreams. Enzo Ferrari wasn't just making a car to sell, he was creating a legacy. And that legacy began with a single idea: to combine elegance, performance, and innovation into one machine. And that, my friends, is a lesson we can all take away. The power of starting with a vision. The 125S wasn't perfect. It didn't dominate every race it entered, but it didn't have to. The most important thing Enzo Ferrari did was start with a clear vision to create a car that would change the game. How often do we, in our own lives, wait for the perfect moment, the perfect circumstances, or the perfect product before we take action? How many of us dream of creating something that can change our lives but hold back because it's not ready yet? Here's a great real-life example. Think about the world of startups. Look at someone like Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple. When Jobs first started, Apple didn't have the polish it does now, and the first iPhone was nowhere near as powerful as what we carry in our pockets today. But Jobs had a vision, and he didn't wait for things to be perfect. He just went for it. He started with the first Apple computer and, like Ferrari, learned from the challenges along the way. His vision to change the world with technology was clear, and that vision drove everything forward. Just like Jobs, Ferrari started small and worked towards perfection, rather than waiting for it to come to them. The Ferrari 125S may not have been flawless, but it laid the groundwork for what would become one of the most prestigious car brands in the world. The importance of quality over quantity. So, let's talk about rarity. The Ferrari 125S was not only a vision, it was incredibly rare. In fact, only 2 of these cars were ever made, and those 2 cars are still around today, rare as gold. Think about that for a moment. Today, Ferrari makes thousands of cars annually, but back then, the idea of producing a car in such limited numbers wasn't just a business decision, it was a philosophy. What can we learn from this? Rarity often breeds value, and exclusivity can make something far more valuable than mass production. It's the same principle behind why limited edition products, whether they're sneakers, watches, or artwork, command such high prices. The value is in its scarcity, and that principle can be applied to almost anything we do. Whether you're creating a product, building a service, or even working on a personal project, focus on creating something unique. The world doesn't need more of the same, it needs more of the exceptional. Take the luxury watch industry as an example. Companies like Rolex and Patek Philippe aren't successful because they mass-produce watches. They produce limited quantities of exquisitely crafted timepieces, and the rarity of their products makes them more desirable. Likewise, the Ferrari 125S didn't need to flood the market. Its rarity made it a symbol of exclusivity, and that's a huge part of why Ferrari has remained so revered today. Embrace setbacks as stepping stones. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Despite its groundbreaking design, the Ferrari 125S didn't have immediate, undeniable success on the racetrack. In fact, it was far from perfect. It wasn't always winning races. But that's the thing, failure isn't the end. It's part of the journey. The 125S wasn't a superstar out of the gate. It faced setbacks. But Ferrari took those setbacks, learned from them, and kept pushing forward. The key was persistence. If you've ever worked on something important to you, whether it's a career, a business, or even a personal goal, you know how frustrating it can be when things don't go according to plan. But here's the advice: don't let failure stop you. Learn from it. Adapt. Get better. The Ferrari 125S didn't have to be perfect at first. It just needed to start, and that's what set the foundation for all the incredible Ferraris to come after it. Think about how many companies failed in their early days, but ultimately succeeded because they kept going. Nike, for example, almost didn't survive. The company's early shoes were terrible, and the founders didn't even have enough money to produce the shoes. But instead of giving up, they found ways to adapt and improve. Today, Nike is is one of the biggest and most recognizable brands in the world. Just like Ferrari, their story is a testament to the power of resilience, craftsmanship, and attention to detail matter. One thing that always stands out about Ferrari is their commitment to craftsmanship. The Ferrari 125S wasn't just a car, it was a work of art. Its design was sleek, elegant, and precise. Even though it was Ferrari's first attempt, they knew that quality matters. The sleek lines, the thoughtful design, the way the car seemed to be in motion even when it was parked, it was a work of art on wheels. This lesson extends far beyond cars. No matter what you're creating, whether it's a product, a service, or even a piece of writing, you must focus on the quality. Craftsmanship in your work will always outlast the quick wins or shortcuts. Think of IKEA, for example. Sure, they're not Ferrari-level luxurious, but their products are known for their thoughtful design and functionality. By focusing on design and usability, IKEA has become one of the most successful furniture companies in the world. In the same way, Ferrari's attention to every little detail, from the engine design to the car's sleek body, helps set the company apart. Whether you're launching a new project, business, or even trying to perfect a hobby, quality and attention to detail matter. The Ferrari 125S didn't just stand out because it was fast, it stood out because of the dedication to making it perfect in every way. The bigger picture, legacy over immediate success. Finally, let's think about legacy. Ferrari didn't just want to sell cars, they wanted to build a legacy. The Ferrari 125S was the first step in a journey that would take them to the very top of the automotive world. And guess what? Your legacy starts the moment you begin. Whether it's in your career, your relationships, or your personal development, you're building a legacy with every decision you make. Look at Elon Musk. He didn't just want to build electric cars, he wanted to change the world by creating sustainable energy solutions. Tesla didn't become a household name overnight, but Musk kept pushing the envelope. Today, Tesla is synonymous with electric cars and sustainability, and Musk's legacy is still unfolding. The Ferrari 125S, a symbol of dreams. The Ferrari 125S wasn't just a car, it was the embodiment of a dream. Enzo Ferrari didn't settle for mediocrity, he went for something bigger. The car didn't dominate every race, but it had heart. It was about creating something that could outlast the moment, a car that would go down in history. And it did. So, what's the takeaway? If you've got a dream, a vision, or a goal, don't wait for the perfect moment. Start. Embrace your uniqueness. Learn from your failures. Pay attention to the details. And remember that the legacy you build starts with the first step, no matter how small. If you've enjoyed this journey into the origins of Ferrari and want to hear more stories like this, stories of resilience, passion, and vision, make sure to subscribe. It is filled with so many more exciting adventures, and trust me, you don't want to miss it. Because in the end, the Ferrari 125S didn't just change the automotive world, it changed the way we think about pursuing our own dreams.